episode of Wisdom Conversations. We're so sorry we've been absent for about 2 weeks. We had to revamp a few things and put together an amazing conversation for today. Today, I will be your host. My name is Dr. Ibiene Ogolo, an entrepreneur, environmentalist, and optimist. I am the Director, Public Relations and Communications here at South South Women. Let's get to know who we are. South South Women is an international network of conscientious women and men from the global South, engaged in wisdom sharing and impact work throughout the world. Our wisdom conversations are about creating connections across cultures through sharing authentic experiences. What are our values? Our values include inclusion, acceptance, and honor. We are guided by a code of honor, which include we stand for and never deride one another. We respect and consider the other's industry, profession, business, enterprise, expertise, network, and contacts. We respect the integrity of the creation of the network. We speak truth, and we seek to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome again. Relax, sit back, and enjoy this amazing journey that will be anchored by the amazing Zaina and Marwa. I promise you it will be an entertaining experience with a lot of take-homes. Sit back and enjoy. Zaina and Marwa, you have the floor.
Hello and welcome back to Wisdom Conversations. Since we launched in April, we have conducted 10 Wisdom Conversations, which brought together 360 participants from across 20 countries on our beautiful planet. Today, we are here to discuss Wisdom Conversation number 11 as we embark on a new journey from our series, Amplify Your Voice. We invite you today to live your dream. We will share with you our insights into how you can amplify your story, amplify your conscience, and by doing so, begin to amplify your purpose so that ultimately you can truly start living your dream today and every day. We will end by introducing our newest dream, which is becoming a reality, the South South Women Impact Academy. And with that, I would like to turn the microphone over to my friend and co-conspirator in today's conversation, an inspirational woman that teaches me every day to live my truth and be true to myself. She goes by Zaina Africa because her voice speaks for Africa and Africans. Zaina, take it away.
Thank you so much, Marwa. Thank you to everybody from around the world who is here today. Thank you for honoring our 2-week break so that we could put together a whole new calendar series for you. I'm Zaina Kanbai. I am love, peace, and freedom. My voice is for unity and for progress. My journey has been a messy struggle of uncovering and of staying true to my purpose, of unlearning perfection, healing my heart, and practicing to heed my inner voice, a journey of pure imperfection that has brought me true happiness and fulfillment. I am the founder of South South Women, and I founded South South Women because I believe in conscious women leading and creating the opportunities for collaboration and impact among and between emerging economies. To align with a vision we can work towards collectively, to share a platform for everyone to shine while each of us involved individually, and to uplift others along their journey, their way. So of course, the ideal is simple beauty, but the practice is in expanding our humanity. Acknowledging and growing out of our inhumanity leads us to our truth. At least this has been the case for me. Back to you, Marwa, with whom it is a true honor and pleasure to be co-creating.
Well, I'm an educator at heart. I seek the truth and I aspire through both my work and my daily practices to speak my truth, to empower others to find their own voice and create their own beautiful life story. I believe that every one of us has unlimited potential. And over the past 16 years as a learning and training consultant, I've met thousands of people across the world who have a burning desire to live their very best life. They say you can count the seeds in an apple, but not the apple in one seed. Looking at that one seed and imagining the potential, the possibilities, that is my personal mission in life. In my current role as Director of Lifelong Learning for Impact at South South Women, I envision that through education and learning initiatives and approaches, we can plant seeds of awareness that begin the process of transformation for every woman, man, and child on this abundant planet. What I believe in is potential, and I dream to unlock and unleash it so that we can all live our best life and contributing to make this world a better place full of love, joy, peace, and freedom for all. And with that, in my own journey of self-discovery and endeavors to unlock and unleash my best self, I have asked myself repeatedly over the 4+ decades I've been on this earth, what is identity? I've been curious as to my own identity ever since I was a young girl. I recall asking my father over and over again about our family roots. I was very eager to create a family tree to trace my lineage. Knowing where I came from was an intuitive desire that I had. As I grew up, and particularly over the past decades, I've had moments of clarity and moments of utter confusion and loss. Am I my passport? Am I my birthplace? Am I the languages I speak? Or am I the 5 countries I've lived in? What about those 20+ countries I've visited? Am I the clothes I wear? Is the key to my identity any of these or all of them? Is it constant or ever evolving? At times I felt like E.T. I want to go home, but where is home? As the daughter of a diplomat, there are many places I called home. And as I was preparing this presentation, I counted off how many actual houses I've lived in. 14, and Airbnb doesn't count. I realized that one of the most foundational elements for amplifying my story is to learn my story, to answer for myself the question, who am I? It is through owning that, good, bad, or ugly, that I am liberated and free to explore my purpose and design my future with passion. The key is questioning. Keep asking, keep remembering. What moments have defined you? When have you felt joyous? When were you at your best? Where? With whom? These moments and memories will give you insight into your story and hold the key to your sense of identity. I invite you now to think about 3 words that describe you. And I invite you to think of the first 3 words that come to mind when you think about who you are, how you would describe yourself. And I give you a moment to think about that. Share it in the chat if you feel so, or at the very least, write it down on a piece of paper in front of you or even on your mobile phone. Just take a minute and think about what 3 words would you use to describe yourself. And we would be very happy to have you share that with us in the chat. I have just shared that question for everybody's benefit in the chat area. So please take a moment to think about that. Zaina is love, peace, and freedom. I knew that. And again, I reiterate and confirm with her that she does live that, and she is very much an embodiment of love, peace, and freedom.
So from Vivian, we have energetic, brilliant, and gifted. From Iviene, kind, loyal, and confident. From Heba, passionate, responsible, and dedicated. From Abdia, versatile, diligent, and result-oriented.
Amazing. Some really insightful words coming through. Thank you so much for sharing.
Adventure, and committed. More coming through. Passionate, adventurous, and committed. From Hazem. Ooh, empath, change maker, connector. That's powerful.
Would you repeat that, Zina?
Empath, change maker, connector.
Who shared that?
Anima.
Okay.
And from Ojinika, committed, loving, and honest.
And I have Hanan saying loyalty, love, tenacious. Right on, girl.
And Kelly, kindness, love, and a connector.
Beautiful. We want to encourage you to use this question to spark your introspective journey today.
One morning, after learning that God answers everyone's prayers, an excited 10-year-old girl stands in front of her grandmother's full-length mirror. She observes herself carefully, and upon forming her prayer to God, she beseeches, God, please, please turn my brown eyes blue. And she waits and waits and grows frustrated and impatient and then skeptical of everything she has ever been told about God. With time, she learned that sometimes God answers prayers with no. My eyes were never meant to be blue. My eyes were always meant to be brown. God's answer taught me to love my brown eyes as mine, not someone else's blue eyes as mine. Wanting what isn't ours is torment. But if I had learned that lesson well at 10 years old, I wouldn't have a story to share today. I have always experienced a depth in me, a spiritual depth I felt that nobody could reach or understand, least of all myself. I'm very well educated thanks to my mom, whose dream it was as a single mother to give her 3 children the highest level of education. But I gained clarity late in life that I am primarily an experiential learner, and only 10% of the world learns experientially. So at school and at university, while the audiovisual students were busying themselves in textbooks, I was engaging in volunteer work and dreaming of traveling the world. I crammed my notes to excel and forgot the facts right after every exam. I was part of a teaching system, or I was part of a system in general, teaching me to think, to speak, and to behave like everyone else. So I started borrowing from others, style, personality, ideas, voices, answers to those same test questions, especially mathematics. When I did catch highlights and glimpses of my depth, my real self, I doubted and denied. I had borrowed so much I couldn't count on myself to be myself. And the more I thought and spoke and behaved like others, the more I rebelled, the more I hated myself, the more hurt I caused myself. Anorexia, bulimia, overexertion, and the more I gave up on myself. The more time I spent thinking, speaking, and behaving like others, the more jealous, possessive, competitive, and insecure I became. If humanity is the quality of compassion and benevolence, my inhumanity was running wild. You see, my eyes were never meant to be blue. My eyes were always meant to be brown, my brown. And my question for you as you hear this is simply, what is one thing about yourself that you are thankful for today? You can write it down on paper or on your phone, and if you're up for it, put it into the chat. My family. I am dependable, I can be counted on, from Nicolette. I'm thankful that I'm a maybe these are the 3 words that are coming in from the previous. Nurturer, listener, and interpreter. I'm thankful for my energy. I'm thankful for my courage to follow my dream. That's beautiful. We have from Micheline, global, compassionate, and colorful as her 3 words. Veselina, my curiosity. I'm thankful for my ability to make others feel important and to care. Thank you for sharing your heartwarming responses. I have Abdia, my health. Mona, my strength. Micheline, my health. Vivian, I'm thankful for my ability to transform others' lives. Alejandra, never losing hope. Things can always change for the better.
Hanan also wrote my resilience.
Lovely. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with us your responses. And this will take us to the second part of Amplify Your Voice, which is Amplify Your Conscience. And I'll just read out a few more responses. Mausi, my creativity and capacity for reinvention. Ojinika, my family. Claudia, I'm thankful for my family, health, friends, and my ability to relate to others. I'm thankful for the delicate balance between my faith and my calling. My family and my ability to always be ready to learn. So and important. Yeah.
More as well that I got from Hiba Nirhal, thankful for feeling safe, and very important at this time.
Wow. So at 16 years old, I got a tattoo of a dolphin. Of course, without my mom's consent and successfully coaxing my grandmother into its funding. It is an elegant dolphin tattoo that I admire very much to this day. My friends would ask me, why a dolphin? Because they are free, intelligent, wise, caring, and beautiful, I would reply without hesitation. If I had known and believed better then, we would be sure I was describing myself. But the full transition to that belief happened in a moment of compassion and self-benevolence in Brazil, at a time when I was desperately seeking my humanity and still also the love of my life. On a street in the heart of Sao Paulo, which for those of you who know or who have been, a vast, vibrant, fast-paced city where you either feel right at home or you feel totally lost. Cigarette in hand, walking to my friend's apartment, ready for a night out. I hear a voice. That cigarette is filling your lungs with empty fumes, not love. I stopped. I turn around, the full 360 degrees, but no one is speaking to me. I stop looking and stand still. That voice had come from the back of my head. It wasn't angry or judging. It was loud and loving. And it spoke again. The love of your life is preparing himself for you. The time is not now. Now, these are the kind of spiritually defining moments that we have historically, cruelly characterized as madness or delusion. But by this stage in my life, I knew otherwise. I had a choice, ignore or pay attention. 1 month later, I completely stopped smoking and consuming alcohol. 2 months later, I met the love of my life. In Brazil, I promised myself that never again would an external influence interfere with my experience of myself. We may not get the blue eyes we specifically ask for, but we will always receive what is ours when we ready ourselves to receive.
When I looked in the mirror, I saw a fat girl that didn't fit into the size clothes she read about in women's magazines. My nightmare was my struggle with my weight, and essentially how it affected my own feeling of self-worth by creating a negative body image that I have struggled with from being under 60 to over 90 kilograms and everything in between over 20 years. Till 5 years ago, when I changed my lifestyle. How did you do it, Marwa? So many of my friends and relatives ask me. Well, first, I had to resolve my rejection of the word diet, because we are all on a diet. The meaning of the word diet is not a short-term event, but rather the nutritional habits and lifestyle that you adopt. So if you're in a fast food diet, that means you're consuming the majority of your food from fast food outlets. The word diet has become a duration rather than a lifestyle. Your health should not be viewed as a short-term event, rather a lifelong journey of respect and nourishment. Secondly, I had to understand how my body functions and responds to the food I'm eating. I had to realize how my food will provide me with the energy I need to be high functioning in order to achieve my dreams. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian pharaoh, the football star of Liverpool, was asked during an interview, so what do you eat? His answer, healthy food. The announcer pressed him again, yeah, but what do you actually eat? He answered, healthy food. And then the announcer asked, yeah, but don't you crave other things? And Salah answered, well, of course I do. I crave my mother's cooking, but I'm an athlete and I need to eat healthy food. So when my friends ask me, what do you actually eat, Marwa? I tell them the whole food plan. I tell them my shopping list. I provide them with a recipe for them to get started easily and quickly. But then they say, oh my God, you mean I have to stop eating this and that and the other? I can't do that. Well, that's the real challenge, isn't it? There's so many aspects to good nutrition, to taking care of our bodies. If I give you my favorite, it is this: eat the rainbow. Look at every plate of food and see the colors on your plate. For many Egyptians that I see, they have plates that are full of brown and white and beige with very little color. Add just one more vegetable to every meal, preferably coming from the source, Mother Earth, not from a factory. Your habits, including your nutritional habits, as well as other behaviors that contribute to your body's function, will greatly impact your ability to live consciously. Living consciously means living mindfully, fully aware that your body is your engine for your dreams. Nature has provided us with abundant bounty, and every ailment that exists can be prevented or treated with natural remedies. Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food. We can use this good energy from the foods we consume and the habits we consciously practice. So here's another question for you. What does it hurt your conscience to do? And we encourage you to write it down, put it on a piece of paper, on your phone, or in the chat, and share it with all of us. What does it hurt your conscience to do?
While we're responding to that, I do have a response from the previous question from Shabana. What is she thankful for today? My family and my ability to always be ready to learn. We have a response to say it hurts my conscience to lie. That's from Hanan. Thank you.
Yeah.
From Nicolette, it hurts my conscience not to try my best to coast through life. To be unkind.
From Hiba, I have not being true to oneself.
To stress eat, compare myself to others, be too harsh on myself. Yeah. To make choices I know are wrong. It hurts my conscience not helping someone, especially when I'm able to. To lie or take undue advantage of others is a complete no to my conscience. For me personally, one of them is not drawing my boundaries. Okay, that seems to be what we have for now. Oh, from Claudia, it hurts my conscience to not trust my gut.
So now that we've amplified our story by owning and clarifying our identity, as well as amplified our conscience to fuel our body, which is the engine driving us today and every day, let us think about what it is that we want to do with our life. Picasso didn't separate work and life. Being an artist is a lifestyle. And we are all artists, creators of our own realities. We have a choice of what we want to create. So let's choose to make it something beautiful. I personally have come to really reject the concept of work-life balance. I think we are in fact completely out of balance, forcing ourselves to pursue jobs and careers that do not align with our natural strength and intuitive talents. And the biggest indicator of that, according to Gallup polls of employees across the globe, 90% of employees feel stressed at work on a weekly basis. And 25% of those are stressed daily on the job. So what's the solution? Let's put an end to the zero-sum game we have gotten caught up in, which has created lose-lose outcomes. The Japanese have a concept called ikigai, meaning a reason for being. The word refers to having a direction or purpose in life, which makes one's life worthwhile and towards which an individual takes actions that give them satisfaction and a meaning and a meaningful life. Again, as you did with your story, take the time to ponder and ask yourself introspective questions that can help you to explore and come closer to identifying your purpose. These questions should include, what are my top 3 strengths? What do I do easily and enjoyably? The intersection of those is crucial. Also, these strengths service for. Find a problem in society and provide a conscious solution that is effective and sustainable, thus identifying your purpose. And now we encourage you to ponder, what is the problem in society that you want to solve? And I've added it again in the chat. Please feel free to answer in the chat or write it down on your paper or your phone and think about what it really means to have purpose. What problem in society, in your community perhaps, that you want to solve?
So So while they do that, there is an answer from Mousy to the previous question. What does it hurt my gut to do? Not follow my instincts.
And Claudia sent my empower and develop teams in achieving their goals. We're going to say Impact Academy.
Marwa, your connection kind of cut there. So we didn't hear.
Can you hear me now? Did you, I was sharing what Claudia shared on her purpose. And she says, my life's purpose is to empower and develop individuals and teams in achieving their personal and or professional goals.
Nice. And we have one here. I would love to solve the problem of lack of respect for Mother Earth and value systems. to try to rid the world of fear and assist people to understand their own power through love and compassion, not arrogance.
And I have Shireen Ramadan sharing the problem she wants to solve is materialism. Wow. I'm with you. I concur.
Okay. Yes,
and
what?
Madiha
go on.
Fear and divisions. Absolutely. Thank you, Madiha, for sharing that. We want to rid the world of fear and instead live in love.
And Nicolette says, ensure that governments in Africa take the voices of their people into account when making key decisions. Mona says, the pressure to fit in and be like everyone, the inability to be unique. From Vivian, my purpose is to impact and inspire my peers to rise beyond their circumstances and live their best life that God has designed for them. To help people be free of societal biases and expectations, to have the courage to live their authentic lives. And Wakani says, my goal and passion in life is to solve the global crisis of childcare or child raising, to solve the global crisis of childcare, raising the next generation of conscious global environmental citizens. Wow. And Rosalie says, to address inequality and empower individuals that have been disadvantaged. Amazing.
And one more from Shireen, that people have lost sight of what they're working and living for. And Hiba says that people being intellectual. And Claudia says, I have to leave now. I love to have this time to stop and reflect. Thank you and blessings. Thank you, Claudia. It was a pleasure to have you with us.
And Veselina, when people want to make positive impact through investment or specific actions, they often make the wrong choices because of lack of reliable data. I want to improve the efficiency of social, environmental, and other positive impact programs through powerful research. And Veselina, you are definitely doing that.
Thank you so much for all this inspiration and for these amazing statements of purpose.
I uncovered my purpose by normalizing, asking myself questions, and listening to the guidance of my inner voice. I uncovered my purpose also by ignoring my inner voice completely and learning painfully from the consequences. I uncovered my purpose through healing from the consequences of my inhumanity. My purpose is to help all beings live in dignity. I left full-time employment and I started to create businesses, enterprises, and corporations that reflect my essence. And as I pondered the question that Marwa asked, what is the problem in society that I want to solve? I think to South women and the problem that we are here to solve. And essentially we believe in positioning women of all abilities as the key visionaries, strategists, and implementers of ethical impact and cooperation for and between the global South. The leadership of women to provide opportunities to build connections with like-minded people across emerging economy cultures, to give people the means to be heard and amplify voices to influence change from our continent, to provide access to role models, mentors, and influences from the global South. We saw this was missing and chose it as our problem to solve. And that's why our programs, including the Wisdom Conversations, target through various thematic areas, Amplify Your Voice being one, Rethinking Enterprise being another, the gift of challenge and the inclusion of differently able people being another, Honoring Earth. We target providing solutions in all these areas.
We've now explored our past and pondered our present. So what about the future? What would your best life look like? Yes, we all likely want to have the usual generic checklist of loving partner, beautiful, healthy children, a nice house, no debt, etc. But is that your dream? What is the ultimate dream that you imagine? What are your wildest dreams? Not having any problems is not the ultimate dream. The dreams include what I want. We do not plant a garden to avoid weeds. We plant a garden so we can enjoy the flowers and the trees. To truly live our best life, a no regrets life, we need to visualize the best, the greatest. Muhammad Ali said, "I am the greatest." He believed it and he became it. He floated like a butterfly and stung like a bee. He also said, "A man who has no imagination has no wings." Imagination is one of our gifts as humans. No other being has it. In his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey wrote, "We have 4 human gifts from which we are given freedom of choice: self-awareness, conscience, free will, and imagination." As you start to activate your imagination and dream of the life you want, start manifesting it through a vision board. They say that everything is created twice, first in your imagination, then in reality. An architect dreams and imagines a building, then builds it in reality. A vision board allows you to reflect deeply and purposefully as to what it is that you want. What does it look like specifically? Start collecting pictures, placing them on your bulletin board or even on the mirror in front of you to look at every morning. Make a dream box and add to it the items, pictures, symbols that reflect your aspirations, or start writing in a dream journal. Whichever methodology you prefer, create a blueprint of your dream. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Start dreaming.
My life has been all about fulfilling dreams. The dream to know and understand myself, the dream to travel, the dream to create and envision and speak into action new opportunities free from conforming to others, the dream to be healthy and vibrant, the dream to partner in life with people who share my vision, the dream to heal. Brazil is where I moved to live a dream. I didn't go just anywhere. I moved here, to Bertioga, a local beach town comprising 90% Atlantic rainforest and 10% beach, 1.5 hours away from Sao Paulo city. Somewhere around my 32nd birthday, my heart spoke to me. "Move to Brazil," she whispered, "the land of surf and samba." That's all she said. But at this time I was living in Toronto, Canada, a successful corporate equivalent in the NGO world, and I was living the life I had aspired to: a great salary, a beautiful apartment, high-tech gym and yoga studio memberships, thriving social and dating life, traveling to every part of the world, volunteering. Yet, my depth was still calling. My heart knew that the world had more for me, and she knew I had more to give to the world. I resigned from my job, respecting my employer enough to give 6 months' notice and help find a replacement. I started a couple of very failed ventures to protect my income stream. And 1 month before I left Canada, I asked myself, what dreams have I not yet fulfilled here? And I hadn't connected with the Kenyan community in Toronto. I acted on that, creating with a friend a commemoration event for the Westgate terrorist attacks, an event that attracted the attention of the entire Kenyan community, the Canadian government, and the media. But at that event, I met an elephant conservationist whose network in Brazil was the beginning of the road to the love of my life. In my last week of work, my employers told me they hadn't found a replacement and offered me a consultancy, which I readily agreed to do 3 days a week from Bertioga. There is nothing more powerful, rewarding, and fulfilling than living a dream, and no greater feat than overcoming the challenges and the hurdles of every size to that dream. I'm living all my dreams, and I know this because if I were asked to leave the world today with the chance to come back, I would choose to start from where I am now and continue into a future of impact for unity. Dreams plus actions lead to new dreams. And with that, we want to introduce to you our most recent dream, which is becoming a reality?
Today, we are excited to announce the soft launch of our dream child, the Impact Academy, a place for conscious dreamers. The Impact Academy will be providing lifelong learning programs, both on and offline, aimed at skilling, upskilling, and reskilling individuals, groups, and organizations through providing knowledge and know-how pertaining to South-South Women's mandate and strategy. And we are launching with a pilot for our flagship program, AMPLIFY. Through this program, you create your own impact blueprint through developing your story, your conscience, purpose, and dreams. And today, we are offering 3 complimentary seats as a gift for joining us on the 3rd of August. It's a full moon night, so we are moved to support the dreams of everyone who wants to live their best life. So if you are interested to learn more, you can qualify by sending us a 1-page statement as to how you feel that such a program can contribute to your own goals and dreams. You may also prefer to send us a 3-minute video of yourself explaining the same. You may share in any language that you prefer to express yourself in, whether in writing or by video. I will share in the chat the email on which to send your application, as well as request for more information on the program, which will be starting by the end of this month, August. And we are very, very excited to welcome you to this journey as we start and launch one of our dreams. And we thank you so very much for being with us here today as we all strive to start and continue and pursue and reach our journey for our dreams. Thank you so much. And I would open the floor now for questions and answers, while leaving for you the email on which to send any request for information regarding application to our upcoming program. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much, Marwa and Zaina. You gave a very impressive, if I might say, walkthrough, taking us along your experiences and your journey thus far. The floor is open for questions and inquiries.
We had a comment from Abdia in reference to the last question we asked, which was, what problem do we want to solve? And she says, unlock markets and opportunities for women to unleash their full potential and achieve what matters the most to them. I think we have so many aligned voices and actions on this, in this wisdom conversation today. And if you are not necessarily going to, well, said another way, if you would like, please do open your microphones and introduce who you are and where you're from. And if you have a question, add your question onto that introduction. I know we have people from all over the world, and it's great to have you all here. And I want to recognize Andrea Grobocopatel from Argentina, who is also a pioneer influencer for South-South Women, and Kelly Aburi, and Alejandra, who is part of our team in Argentina. And just in case you recognized him from the photo, my husband, Justo Casal, who has been one of the major visionaries behind Merging Mundos and the support for South-South Women. Hola, Andrea.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see, nice to hear what you are talking about the purpose, about, sorry, because I cannot connect immediately, and I try to accompany for 10 minutes or just to, because I love this connection And so I would like every Monday be connected. And I'm very happy with this alliance between Argentina and South America and Africa, and I believe we have a lot to do together. And it's very interesting learn each other from the other, no?
Yeah, absolutely. And we look forward to, Andrea, your wisdom conversation coming up on the gift of challenge and how you as a gender trailblazer, as recognized by the UN and other institutions, how you make that happen in your working environment, in your companies.
Yes, we are working with Fleur Foundation, with different, with the women, prepare women to break the glass ceiling, prepare women with corporate governance, with gender perspective. This is one very important program. The other is to help women to have the economy independence, because we believe that if we can help the women or the person to dream, and then dream, and then how to get money with the dream, and they can get the economic independence, is the way to get the freedom to choose what we want to do. So this is only program for women, but now we are thinking in a program for men, because we need work with the masculinity and to help them to understand how we add value in the decision-making position, and more to hear them, what is happening with them, with our movement. So this is for the person, but from the companies, we have an award, which is for the organization who manage diversity, and is for small companies, for big companies, for public sector and NGO. And it's important to, when you postulate, how do you say, Zaina? When you yes, when you prepare for the award, it's important to win, but it's very important the process to see how many women we have in the companies, how many person with disabilities, how many person from different countries we have in the decision-making position. When they begin to postulate in the web page, it's important to see the companies, what we are doing, and the statistics, and the process is very interesting. So if you know companies, they have time till August 27 or 28, but you can go in our Fleur Foundation, fleur.org.r. Maybe I can write.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much, Andrea.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I would also like to share a message from Madiha saying thank you so much for sharing your stories and dreams. This has been such an inspiring and empowering session. Thank you so much, Madiha. Madiha came on my invitation, and I'm very, very honored that she took the time to be present here. A beautiful woman with a beautiful voice, and very strong woman.
And we have so many on this conversation today. Helen and Ronke and Mercedes, who is from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Argentina, Veselina, who's the country director for Oxford Business Group, Sandra Martinuzzi, who, other than being an economist, is also the co-owner of a Swahili restaurant in Buenos Aires. Micheline, who, wow, amongst many things, is a global citizen and also one of the lead advisors for the Stanford Seed Program, possibly worldwide, but I know in Kenya for sure. And Rosalie Hamilton from Jamaica, who is the founder of the Law Institute, the Law, and Nicolette from the who's speaking to us from the UK.
US.
Is Nicolette in the US? I always thought she was in the UK.
Yes, she's in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. And Nancy from the Commonwealth Businesswomen of Kenya Network. Abdia, great to see you again.
Great to be here. Very interesting conversations. Thank you very much. My name is Abdia Dabaso, Senior Manager, Women and Youth Banking, SBM Bank, which stands for State Bank of Mauritius, Kenya. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Feel free to, in the last few minutes we have, to open up your mics and introduce yourself. Alia Datu, who is one of the co-founders of an amazing initiative called Women Who Hike Kenya. So taking women deliberately on hiking missions to connect with nature.
Thank you. If I may,
sorry, go ahead, ma'am. Sorry, I can't put my... Yeah.
Yes,
so
I'm Rosalie.
Okay,
I'm Rosalie Hamilton. I'm speaking from Jamaica, and it really is a pleasure to be here and meeting all of you exciting, powerful women doing amazing things. I am definitely interested in making connections, as I'm founder of the Institute of Law and Economics, and was formerly at one of our universities leading a number of development initiatives. But I'm currently heading a corporate foundation, the Lasco Chin Foundation. And in response to COVID and the challenges that we're facing here in Jamaica and the Caribbean, we're launching this new initiative to create connections. We call them TIDE connections, trade, investment, development, empowerment connections. And what is amazing for me is that there are others like yourselves who are looking at business relationships, but in a very conscious way, in a very deliberate way, and to break the kind of stereotype in terms of businesses that are purely profit-making and ignoring the social reality. So I'm really interested in making those kinds of connections, and it really is a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Wakani, our incredible African storyteller, who is the foundation of the African Institute for Storytelling. Please, I may have gotten that wrong, but please feel free to correct me as you take the mic. And Hanan and Mausi from Argentina.
Thank you, Thank you, Zaina. Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Wakani, and as Zaina said, I do tell stories. That's my #1 sort of passion. I can go on and on, so I won't. It's the African Folktales Project is my sort of, my most recent initiative, and it is a storytelling forum. It's a curation of African folktales that are tied to the Sustainable Development Goals, and the whole mission for it is to educate children to become more environmentally conscious and lean towards being environmental global citizens. So that's sort of what I'm working on at the moment. Thank you so much, Zaina. This has been amazing. Your stories and Maro's and how they're intertwined is they bring together that common collective humanity. There is something out of both stories that is for everyone and that resonates with me as well. And so I'm really grateful to hear it come out as a whole. I'm sure there's more pieces to those two stories, but they are incredible, incredible journeys. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much for that. That was, we have so many stories. We were trying to figure out which one to use today. But thank you so much, Wakini, coming from a beautiful storyteller who's joined us previously with your kids as well. So looking forward to more.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We have, once again, I applaud the speakers who've spoken. Everyone, you're welcome, and thank you so much for your time. We appreciate your time. We know that it takes a lot to be present, and you have been deliberately present. We hope that you take home with you a lot of learning, a lot of new ways of looking at life, a lot of impactful decisions will be made tonight, I hope. We are eternally grateful, and we do not appreciate or take lightly the time that you have spent here. In honor of the time that we gave as 1 hour for this event, we will abide by that and have to close this session. Please feel free to follow us on social media and to send us any other questions you might have or inquiries that you might have. You can send your emails via impact@southsouthwomen.org and follow us on social media at SouthSouthWomen for any follow-ups, and we will definitely get in touch with you. We do appreciate your time, and we're very grateful for your presence here today. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful evening, a beautiful morning, a beautiful afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Remain blessed.
Thank you, everybody.